Today, we decode the deep behavioral psychology behind East Asian resilience. By comparing Japan's silent endurance, China's pragmatic grit, and Korea's explosive passion, you'll discover how cultural psychology shapes human survival and which mindset you need to conquer your own struggles. Let's dive in. Imagine facing a major crisis. Would you silently endure it, fight your way through with raw willpower, or explode with emotional passion? Three neighboring countries, three completely different psychological weapons. Why? Section 1. The puzzle of East Asian resilience. Look at a map. Japan, China, and South Korea are close neighbors. They share deep history, traditions, and roots. But here is the big surprise. When a crisis hits, their minds work in completely opposite ways. Why does one region create three totally different psychological weapons? One relies on silent, beautiful endurance. Another breaks through walls with raw, pragmatic willpower. The third explodes with fierce, emotional passion. Think about your own life for a moment. When everything falls apart, what is your first reaction? Do you stay quiet? Do you fight or do you burn with anger? Western psychology often talks about resilience as one simple thing. But today, we will prove that wrong. We will look at behavioral psychology through a completely new lens. You will see how culture shapes human survival. So tell me in the comments right now. Before we start, which approach sounds like your personal strength? Let us solve this Asian puzzle together. Section 2, the psychology of Gaman, Japan's silent endurance. Let us start with Japan. Here, resilience has a unique name. It is called Gaman, or silent endurance. To the Western world, staying quiet might look like giving up. But in behavioral psychology, it is a highly active strategy. It is not weak. It is a choice of deep inner strength. When a disaster strikes Japan, you rarely see panic. You see long lines, quiet faces, and calm organization. Why does this happen? Because Japanese perseverance is focused on emotional regulation. Instead of fighting the outer storm, they master the inner storm. They suppress personal pain to protect the harmony of the group. The focus is not on the individual ego. It is on the shared peace of the community. Think about it. It is like a bamboo tree in winter. It does not fight the heavy snow. It bends, it adapts, and it survives without breaking. But this silent power comes with a question. How much can a human mind hold inside before it finally snaps? Let us remember this quiet strength as we move across the sea to our next stop. Section 3. The anatomy of grit. China's pragmatic survival. Now, let us cross the sea to China. Here, resilience takes on a completely different shape. It is not about bending like bamboo. It is about breaking through iron walls. In China, they call this spirit qigu, or raw, pragmatic grit. To understand this mindset, we must look at the history of survival. For centuries, individuals faced massive social shifts, vast lands, and fierce competition. Therefore, behavioral psychology here focuses on sheer willpower and practical results. If a wall blocks a Chinese entrepreneur, they do not wait quietly for the storm to pass. They find a way around it, under it, or they smash right through it. The goal is not to maintain group harmony. The goal is to survive, adapt, and win as an individual or family. It is a highly strategic, realistic form of energy. Think of it as water flowing down a mountain. It changes shape constantly. It moves around every rock, but it never ever stops until it reaches the ocean. It is a powerful, unyielding force. But what happens when everyone in a society possesses this hyper-competitive drive? Keep that in mind as we head to our final country. Section 4. The fire of Jongyol, Korea's emotional drive. Welcome to South Korea. Here, resilience does not hide in silence, nor does it move quietly like water. It burns. It is called Jongyol, or explosive passion. To understand Korean resilience, behavioral psychology looks at a deep, unique emotion. They call it Han. It is a mix of collective sadness, frustration, and unresolved injustice from a painful history. But Koreans do not let this darkness crush them. Instead, they transform it into rocket fuel. They turn pain into an intense, passionate drive to succeed, to catch up, and to surpass everyone else. Look at how fast South Korea rebuilt its economy after the war. Look at K-pop dominating the global stage. This is not just hard work. It is an emotional explosion. It is a shared, collective fire that says, we will never be looked down upon again. Think of it as a volcano. The pressure builds up deep underground for a long time. Then it erupts with unbelievable power. changing the entire landscape overnight. It is a spectacular, fast-moving force. But what is the psychological price of living with a fire that never goes out? Let us find out where these three different powers actually came from. Section 5. Root causes. How history and environment shaped the mind. So why did these three neighbors evolve such different minds? Behavioral psychology tells us that human behavior is shaped by environment and history. Let us look at Japan first. It is an island nation. For centuries, people faced constant earthquakes, tsunamis, and typhoons. You cannot fight a volcano or a giant wave. You cannot escape the island. Therefore, survival meant accepting nature, staying calm, and working together. This created the psychology of Gaman. Now look at China. It is a massive continent with open borders. For thousands of years, dynasties rose and fell, and wars swept across the land. If a crisis happened, you had to move, adapt, and fight for your own survival. Trusting a distant government was risky. You had to rely on your own grit and your family network. Finally, think about South Korea. It is a peninsula, caught between giant empires. It suffered countless invasions and a painful modern war. To survive as a distinct culture, they could not afford to be passive, nor could they just run away. They had to scream, stick together, and push forward with intense emotion. Geography and history forced these choices. It was never random. It was absolute psychological necessity. But how do these mindsets clash in the modern world? Let us find out. Section 6. Behavioral clash. How they react in a modern crisis. Imagine this nightmare. A global company suddenly faces a massive financial crash. The project is completely ruined. How do our three characters react? The Japanese manager takes a deep breath. He stays late, works quietly, and keeps his team calm. He blames himself silently, protecting the company's reputation at all costs. Meanwhile, the Chinese manager quickly pivots. He drops the failed project in a heartbeat. He starts a brand new, risky business venture the very next day to survive. And the Korean manager, he gathers. The team shares the raw frustration and channels that anger. They work at a furious, high-energy pace, determined to beat the competition. Can you see the psychological clash here? They are all trying to solve the exact same problem, but their behaviors are totally different. The Japanese values process and harmony. The Chinese values speed and individual survival. The Korean values emotional energy and victory. In a globalized world, these differences can cause huge misunderstandings in the office. Have you ever seen this kind of clash in your own workplace or life? Tell me your story in the comments below. I really want to know. But remember, every superpower has a dark side. Let us look at the heavy price they pay. Section 7. The blind spots. The hidden cost of each mindset. Every psychological weapon has a dark side. There is no perfect survival strategy. When you push a strength too far, it becomes a dangerous weakness. Let us look at the real cost of Japan's silent endurance. When you suppress your emotions for too long to keep the peace, the pressure stays inside. This leads to extreme stress, silent burnout, and isolation. The mind breaks down while the face remains calm. Now consider China's pragmatic grit. Because the focus is entirely on winning and individual survival, society becomes a hyper-competitive race. Trust between strangers can break down, and life turns into a never-ending battle. You can never stop running or you will be left behind. Finally, look at South Korea's explosive passion. Burning with intense emotional energy works miracles. But fire destroys as fast as it builds. It can lead to severe emotional exhaustion, deep anxiety, and collective anger. When the flame runs out of fuel, it leaves only cold ash. Do you see the pattern? Silence can suffocate you. Grit can isolate you. Passion can burn you out. It is a delicate balance. Now, how does all of this compare to the way people handle struggles in the Western world? Let us change our perspective. Section 8. Western versus Eastern resilience, a psychological shift. Now, let us bring this home to you. How does Western resilience compare to these Eastern models? In the West, behavioral psychology heavily emphasizes the individual. Resilience often means setting boundaries, speaking your truth, and loving yourself. It is about personal recovery, independent power, and self-care. But as we have seen, Eastern resilience operates on a different matrix. It is deeply connected to relationships, context, and time. In Japan, strength is found in your connection to the community. In China, it is tied to the survival of your family network. In Korea, it is fueled by a shared, collective emotional history. Western resilience asks, How can I protect my personal energy? Eastern Resilience asks, how can I adapt to survive this environment? This is a massive psychological shift. It shows that strength is not a one-size-fits-all concept. You do not always have to fight out loud to be strong. You do not always have to focus only on yourself to survive. Both systems have beautiful wisdom and both have critical flaws. So the ultimate question is this: how can you use these three Asian paths to improve your own life? Let us build your new psychological toolkit. Section 9. Which one do you need? How to apply the three paths. Look at your own life right now. What kind of pressure are you facing? Behavioral psychology proves that you should not use the exact same strategy for every single problem. You need a psychological toolkit. Are you dealing with an unavoidable crisis, like a sudden loss or a situation you cannot change? Then you need Japan's silent endurance. Stop fighting the storm outside. Take a deep breath. Accept the reality, and protect your inner peace until the heavy snow melts. Are you trying to build a business, change your career, or survive a brutal market? Then you must unlock China's pragmatic grit. Stop waiting for permission. Drop what fails immediately. Adapt your shape, like water, and break through the walls with absolute unyielding willpower. Or are you feeling stuck, lazy, or disconnected from your goals? Then it is time to light Korea's explosive passion. Gather your frustration. Remember why you started, and turn that emotional fire into rocket fuel to sprint toward victory. Do you see? You do not have to be just one thing. True resilience is knowing when to bend like bamboo, when to flow around rocks, and when to erupt like a volcano. So, which energy does your current struggle demand? Master this choice, and you become truly unstoppable. Now let us wrap this up with a final, powerful truth. Section 10. Conclusion. Redefining strength in a changing world. We have traveled across borders, history, and the deep layers of the human mind. What have we learned today? We learned that strength is not a single frozen concept. It is alive. It adapts. Japan showed us the dignity of silence and emotional control. China proved the absolute power of pragmatic survival and individual grit. South Korea reminded us that raw, shared emotion can move mountains and rewrite history. In our rapidly changing world, the old ways of thinking are no longer enough. Relying on just one culture's mindset is like playing a piano with only one note. True emotional intelligence means learning from your neighbors. It means expanding your behavioral toolkit so you can face any crisis with the right weapon. You now possess the secrets of East Asian resilience. You know the quiet power of the bamboo. You know the unstoppable flow of the water. You know the brilliant fire of the volcano. The next time life pushes you to the ground, do not just panic and do not just copy everyone else. Pause. Reflect on this psychological journey. Look inside yourself, choose your path, and rise stronger than ever before. Thank you for watching until the very end. If this journey expanded your mind, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep psychology, and I will see you in the next video. Stay strong.